Hay muchas estructuras en español que son complicadas, que son muy complicadas. Sí, hay muchas. But muy and muchas is not one of them, as you are going to see in today's lesson. Hola, soy Alejandro de KeySpanish, and let's get started talking about these mucho and muy comparisons. And at the end of the video, stick with it because I'm going to share with you some expressions with muy de that I'm quite sure you are not going to know. But let's get started with some etymology, that is, with the origin of words, because mucho comes from the Latin multus, as the words multitud, multiplicar. Why is this useful? I don't know, might not be very useful, but in English you can also have these words, right? Multitude is not very common, but you do have the word multiply. So that could help you think of mucho, of something that will help us talk about amounts of things. And we're going to start learning how to use mucho as an adjective. If this terminology once again confuses you, no worries. This just means that we are describing how much we have of something, the amount. So KeySpanish tiene muchos videos de gramática. KeySpanish has many grammar videos. So we are using mucho again to talk about how much we have of something. And when used as an adjective, you have to be careful because you need to make it agree in both gender and number. So video is muchos videos here. But if we say cada vídeo tiene mucha información, which is información, a feminine noun, then you have to change to mucha. Okay? Each video has a lot of information. Cada vídeo tiene mucha información. Therefore, mucho in the masculine form, singular. If you talk about plural, is muchos. Then mucha and muchas for the feminine forms. Okay? So be careful with that. If, however, instead of saying how much we have of something, we talk about how much we do of something, that is using mucho as an adverb, it does not change. Examples: Sergio duerme mucho. Lo llamé a las 11 y no estaba despierto. Sergio sleeps a lot. I called him at 11 and he wasn't awake. And in this case, doesn't matter the verb, it does not have gender or number, it will always be mucho. And the third use case of mucho, we first talked as mucho as an adjective, and then as an adverb, and noun as a pronoun. That is substituting the noun. It means that it does not go with anything. It's by itself. It's all alone. So you could say, ¿Tienes amigos en Cáceres? Sí, muchos, many of them, right? Lots of them. Do you have friends in Cáceres? Yes, lots of them. In this case, you also need to make it agree with the noun we're referring to. Friends, amigos is masculine plural, and therefore is muchos. But you can also talk about how much would you do of something. ¿Los ves frecuentemente? Sí, mucho. I see them a lot. Yes, a lot. In that case, because it's talking about the verb, how much we do of something, it does not change. It's just mucho. And the last thing about mucho is a warning. A warning because I hear this mistake a bit often among my English-speaking students, and it's to say muy mucho, right? When they want to say very much, muy mucho. But no, that does not exist. ¿Te gustan las lecciones de Alejandro? Sí, muchísimo. The form is muchísimo. Do you like Alejandro's lessons? Yes, very much. Okay, so avoid muy mucho. Never say that. We have talked about mucho modifying nouns, that is how much we have of something, right? Tengo muchos libros. Then mucho modifying verbs, saying how much we do of something. Yo trabajo mucho. And then as a pronoun, right? ¿Tienes hambre? Sí, mucha. And remember to never say muy mucho. Say muchísimo instead. Now we are ready to jump into the shortened form of mucho, which is muy. You can think of muy as very in English. What we do is to indicate the high degree of the property we are mentioning, high degree of something. So español es un idioma muy bonito. Spanish is a very beautiful language. It's not only beautiful, it's very beautiful. Es muy bonito. And los españoles hablan muy rápido. Spaniards speak very fast. So we can either modify adjectives, like muy bonito, or adverbs, like muy rápido. And muy just has one form, as opposed to mucho, which can be mucho, muchas, muchas, muchos. No, muy is just muy, doesn't have any other form. So looking at both, muy and mucho, I think the distinction is quite clear, but let's see them together. So yo trabajo mucho, soy muy trabajador. I work a lot, I am very hardworking. Yo tengo muchas tareas y son muy difíciles. I have many homework assignments and they are very difficult. Now you understand the difference very well, right? Let's make sure that's the case with some practice activities. Remember to say the answers out loud, pause the video, and really interact with me, okay? No seas vago. Pablo es alto, mide 2 metros. What's the answer here? Muy, mucho, muy mucho. Yes, Pablo es muy alto, mide 2 metros. Okay? Pablo is very tall, he's 2 meters tall. No one more. El español se habla en países. You can pause if you need to. The answer is, el español se habla en muchos países. Spanish is spoken in many countries. In 21, it's the official language in 21 countries. And one more. Corro, pero lento. I want to say I run a lot, but very slow. That would be corro mucho, pero muy lento. That's not true for me. I do run very slow, but I do not run alone. I never run. I'm not in a hurry. Why would I run? ¿Sí? ¿Por qué voy a correr si no tengo prisa? Now that you have mastered the difference between mucho and muy, I want to share with you some examples of things you don't want to do when using muy. And they are very common mistakes. The first one is to use muy just by itself, as we said before with muchos, as a pronoun. If someone says, tus amigos son divertidos, are your friends fun? Yes, they are very fun. I say here funny, but no, that's a mistake. It would be fun again. So you wouldn't say, sí, muy. No, you cannot say that. You have to say, sí, son muy divertidos. You have to complete the sentence. You could, however, use, as we said before, mucho by itself. So, tus amigos son divertidos? Yes, a lot, sí, mucho, but not sí, muy. I think in English it's the same. You cannot say yes, very. I don't know if you can. You can tell me in the comments, but I don't think so. But that's mistake number one. Mistake number two, and even more common, is to use it with más, menos, mejor o peor. For example, I can say, soy muy más guapo que Vicente. No, I could not say that. That's incorrect. Soy mucho más guapo que Vicente. So never muy más, muy menos, muy mejor, muy peor. That's wrong. You can say instead mucho mejor, mucho peor, mucho más, mucho menos. So Vicente es mucho mejor profesor que yo. Y Ana es mucho mejor profesora que yo. Realize that when followed by adjectives and adverbs, again, talking about the qualities of things, it does not change mucho, okay? It's invariable. It does not change its form. Careful with that. If, however, we are following más, menos, mayor, menor with a noun, it does agree in gender and number. So, Sergio tiene mucho más camisetas que Jacinto. It's something I hear a lot, but no, you need to say Sergio tiene muchas más camisetas que Jacinto. Because of the distance of the sentence, English speakers tend to forget that we need to agree with gender and number, which is normal because you don't do that in your language. But you need to pay attention and do it, okay? So Sergio has many more t-shirts than Jacinto. Sergio tiene muchas más camisetas que Jacinto. One more example, el metro va a mucha mayor velocidad que el autobús. Mucha, because velocidad is feminine, like most words ending in D. It's a feminine noun, therefore you say mucha mayor velocidad. And let's finish this lesson with a quick explanation of some expressions with muy when followed by the preposition de. And the first one is estar muy de moda, which is for something to be very trendy, to be very popular nowadays. Like el canal de KeySpanish está muy de moda ahora. KeySpanish channel is very trendy. It's not true, unfortunately, so you need to help us. Please give the video a like and subscribe to help us estar más de moda. Okay? One more example is estar muy de acuerdo con alguien. This one is very common, to say, estoy muy de acuerdo contigo. O yo estoy muy de acuerdo con esta idea. It's to strongly agree with someone. So estar muy de moda and estar muy de acuerdo, two very common expressions with muy when followed by the preposition de. And the last case is not as common, but it's good to know. And is to be a person oriented to something. For example, Juan es muy de ciencias. We are saying here Juan is very much a science guy, or Juan is very science oriented. Ser muy de algo, again, is to be much of something. So, for example, yo no soy muy de ir a discotecas. It would be I'm not much of a clubber. So, muy de, to express that we are oriented or not, if we say no soy muy de, towards a particular thing. That's it for today's lesson. Remember, mucho can work as an adjective, as an adverb, as a pronoun. If that terminology is confusing, just think of how much we have of something, how much we do of something. And with muy, we intensify things. Remember when not to use muy, like muy más or muy mejor. And also this expression that we just learned with muy de, estar muy de moda, ser muy de ciencias, or also we say estar muy de acuerdo con alguien. So quite a few things today, and if you want to continue mastering your Spanish, you can watch our video that we did about bien and bueno, another of those confusing topics. Thank you so much for watching. Soy Alejandro de KeySpanish y nos vemos en clase.